So I want to start today by saying that if you're an Apple fan, that's cool, and if you're an Android fan, that's fine as well. I personally use Androids, disclaimer, but I used to use Apple products a lot. And so before I start today, I want to just say, disclaimer, while I'm giving a non-biased view of this, I do actually prefer Androids. Like my Samsung S8 that I have, as opposed to maybe an iPhone, because I've used iPhones in the past and haven't really enjoyed them that much. And again, you can completely just click off this video now if you want to. That's fine. I don't have an issue with it, because if you're unable to handle someone else having a differing opinion to you, there's no room for you to be able to have a intelligent conversation anyways. But I guess today I want to talk about not specifically what I dislike about the Apple iPhone, or the X in particular, because if I go here, this is the future. Say hello to the future, you see here. I just watched this video from a guy called Unboxed Therapy. Let's watch.
I know in this audience right here, there are die-hard iOS users, and I respect that. And I know there's value there for you as an individual. You could get a OnePlus 5T and an Xbox for less than the iPhone. You could get a OnePlus 5T and an extra one as a gift for your spouse. You could get a OnePlus 5T and a plane ticket for a vacation for less than the iPhone. It's my responsibility to bring light to that. This phone is not 2 times better than that phone.
And so I listened to this guy and I think that he's making a good point. Why is this phone twice as much as this one? Why is that the case? And when I look at this phone, I see a device that I assume it works properly. It is constructed, I guess, well. Like, does it bend like some of the previous iPhones do? See there, like, a lot of this to me just seems like marketing, because if I move my scroll wheel on my mouse, it does this. Like, look how fancy that looks. It's like, wow, a slick animation. Holy shit, who would have thought that Apple, one of the most profitable companies, if not the most profitable company in the world, could afford someone to do a slick animation? But people will be wowed by this. I'm sure some people are, and it's like, our vision has been to create an iPhone that is entirely screen, right? So they've made a phone that's entirely screen. There is also an Oppo mobile that I saw that had a whole lot of screen. If we go here, right, we'll just have a look here. Very, very thin bezels on either side. Yes, there's the up and down bit, but it's still not bad. If we have a look at the Oppo R11s, that's a lot of screen, isn't it? Like, if you have a look at that, that's quite a lot of screen. But no, they wanted to make an Apple, and what annoys me is that it goes through the fucking animation again if I reload the page. But yeah, it needs to be entirely screen. Once so immersive, the device itself disappears into the experience. What, so if you're enjoying yourself, you forget you're using an iPhone? I thought the point of this was so that you remember that the iPhone is giving you this experience. And so intelligent, it can respond to a tap, your voice, or even a glance. What, so if you tap a button, it turns the screen on? You can use voice activation like you can do with Google and with Bixby, and a glance, so you have Face ID. That's fantastic. No other phones have Face ID. And let's get Face. Oh, so Face ID cell phones. Face ID cell phones. Oh look, LG is the first one that comes up. I guess Apple isn't the only phone that uses Face ID. Huawei thinks its facial recognition tech is better than Apple's face cam or Face ID. And you know what? Maybe it is. The iPhone X is one of the most high video phones of the year, largely because of its new design features. Yeah, okay. 10 times the accuracy of Apple's version. Whether or not that was bullshit or not, that's a claim they're making. And a claim from Huawei is just as valid as a claim from iPhone X. The company that decided not to tell its users that over time it degraded the processor to preserve a battery life. But I'm sure that there are lots of other Android manufacturers that can say they did the same thing. But again, this is about the iPhone X. There's been no proof so far that the iPhone X's processor has been put down because of its age, in quotation marks. However, who's to say it won't happen in future? And will Apple tell its customers? I don't know. I guess with the iPhone X, their vision is now reality. Say hello to the future. I don't see this as the future. I see this as a vanity project that's designed simply to say, look, why would you even say it's fully screen if you have a notch in the top? You have this big black notch in the top. I saw this video the other day of an Oppo. What was it? Oppo, what was it? Oppo. You got a rotating smartphone. There was also one I saw in a video that popped upwards. It has a slide up camera. So you don't even need to have the bezel, but this has the bezel even though it's a phone that's trying to show that it has a full screen. Hey, you know, it's fine. Let it just be how it is. We've got a design film that I'm gonna watch.
For more than a decade, our intention has been to create an iPhone that is all display.
I'm already bored by this. Is there anything here that talks about features? What is this?
The device and the screen hard to discern. The custom OLED panel was engineered to fold and seamlessly combine with the external surfaces. Mechanical buttons give way to touch and gestures.
Oh, it's because you guys are the first people to have removed the touch, actual physical buttons on a screen. Because... Is there anything else in here?
The first of its kind. Your iPhone now recognizes you, even in the dark, and
Does
will
it?
adapt to your physical changes.
Okay, that is one thing I like about this. I'm gonna make a note. One, I'm gonna talk about what I like at the end of the video. Okay, let's go. Okay, so making a text. One, nighttime Face ID. Cool, awesome. That's the first thing I like about it.
This makes your face your secure password. So
I'm already starting to dislike it because it's saying, hey, with this particular phone that costs over $2,000 in New Zealand, the last time I checked, you can make your face can unlock your phone. You can look at it and it will say, hey, because no other phone does Face ID.
with just a look, you can authenticate your phone or use Apple Pay.
Okay, I guess they have Apple Pay. I don't know. Is there Android Pay items? Is there Android Pay? Is that a thing yet? Oh, there's Google Pay. Never mind, it fucking exists. So they made it. They didn't make it good. They made it Android Pay. Oh, it does. There's Google and Android Pay. They did twice as much effort as Apple did. I'm bored of this. Is there anything else?
Also enabled, it's made even smarter by the
So they have a 12 megapixel camera. I'm assuming they've put more work into making it a better Instagram camera. Because fucking 12 megapixels is amateur hour. I was just having a look at this. What was it back here? Fucking 25 megapixels on a selfie camera? Fucking 25 megapixels on a selfie camera. I'm guessing that it's gonna complain about how it doesn't do well in low light, but also 25 fucking megapixels on a selfie camera. And this is a $2,000 phone. You need better than this.
the A11 Bionic chip. It will redefine what's possible.
Oh yes, that's it, isn't it? It's really just aimed at people who want to have fucking Tyrannosaurs in their fucking videos. Okay. Design and screen, it's all screen, right. So they really push the screen. And they show the notch in that bit. They show the notch in the bit where they're talking about how it's all screen. Because they don't fucking care about their customers. They could, oh my god. The device is the display. It fills the eye, okay, so it's got a pretty screen. Alright, cool. Replay. This looks worse than when I've actually tried using one of these before as well. This looks worse. It looks worse than when you see it in person. Why would you use this as marketing content? The display employs new techniques and technology to precisely follow the curves of the design all the way down to elegantly rounded corners. Because no phone has ever had rounded corners before. The first OLED screen that rises to the standard of iPhone with accurate, stunning colors, true blacks high. Okay, so I guess it's kind of pretty. Is it meant to make it look like she doesn't have an outline? Is this meant to be kind of artsy? Maybe it's meant to I guess if we zoom in, can we zoom on this image? Like if we zoom in. Oh, we can't zoom in more. There, I guess, okay, so well played. If those were images from it, but I'm fairly certain you can get this on other phones. A tiny space houses some of the most sophisticated technology we've ever developed, including the cameras and the sensors that enable Face ID. Right, so there's Face ID, okay. The most durable glass ever on a smartphone, front and back. So they made the iPhone more durable. That's great. It's hopefully it won't bend this time. What? It's stainless steel, wireless charging. Wireless charging, okay, that's cool. Because we're gonna check whether other phones can do this shit as well. Okay, wireless charging, okay? Oh wait, my Samsung S8 can do this, but I already know the answer, that's fine. Water and dust resistance, there's already exists. Intuitive gestures, make navigation natural and intuitive. Instead of pressing a button, a single swipe takes you home from anywhere. Oh, okay. But then that's the point of having a fucking home button. But you guys got rid of that, and then you just made another thing that does the exact same thing. The only difference is you don't press a button or an icon on a screen. You just... What's the point of having more stuff in an image if you're not watching a video? Like, if you're watching a video, the bezels being removed is fine because you get a bigger image. But you still have this down here, where like like Androids will have their apps too, and they'll have the home button or whatever. It doesn't fucking make sense. I don't get it. Replay. Oh, fantastic. It's like they're treating their customers like idiots. How do you create a deeply intelligent device with an enclosure and display are a single uninterrupted element? That's the goal we first set for ourselves with the original iPhone. Okay, I think we need to take a moment here to just think for a minute about what they're trying to go for with this marketing message. I think the distinct reality, I'm just going to check it's recording. It is, good. The distinct reality, I've been going for 20 minutes. The distinct reality is that they don't care about other Android phones. Apple knows that their customers are so fucking tribal, that they're part of this tribe, and that they know a lot of people will go into bat for them even if they fuck up repeatedly and they show that they don't give a fuck about their customers. They know this. They don't care about Android. It's an arrogance. And like, what did I see? Smartphone sales fall for the first time ever, says Gartner. Apple sales fall for the first time in China. That was for a while ago. Fell for the first time. No, it's not. So Apple sales are dropping, and this is their reaction to that. They create more of an iPhone, where they state things that they think are amazing that in reality a lot of other phones have, and are not particularly inventive or amazing. We have this as a design, the purest expression of iPhone. How do you do it? You just swipe. You've got an entire page on how you swipe. This is so fucking awful, man. Can you not do... What is this? Multitasking. Pause. Oh, Apple does one thing. Not Apple. Android. I'm getting angry. Android does one thing. You just press the button on the bottom left, and it just opens up. Like, I can do it now with my phone. Bottom left. And I can see all the fucking apps. It's just vertical instead of sideways. And with some, like the Oppo phone I saw the other day, it was fucking sideways as well. Because it had this kind of motion thing as well. The control center. Okay, so you can swipe down from the side because you have a notch. And then you get to do that. Cool. What does Siri do? You can ask a question. Bixby is similar, except you talk to Bixby because you've got a cell phone. Apple Pay. Okay, so there's a particular... Okay, I'll give them that. That's probably the one thing I'm going to give them. Apple Pay double tap. That is kind of cool. But then, why would you want your phone to pay for things? Is it too hard to have an FBOS card? I guess it's more convenient to just be using your Instagram or whatever, and then to use your phone and then just tap it on the device. Are we getting to a point where FPOS cards and credit cards are going out of fashion now and people only want to use their phones for everything? Are we becoming that dependent on cell phones that this is what we have gotten to? Where it's just, I understand that humans in general have like a more of a preference towards things that are convenient, but still, I mean, for fuck's sakes. I guess I'm old now because I don't understand why anyone would need this. Unless you're severely... But then you could just get your phone stolen. Like, what if someone takes your phone out of your hand whilst you're doing stuff and then changes the password? You know, what if you got a friend? I guess... But then who is going to take your FPOS card to pay for it? I don't get it. I don't understand it. So much technology in so little space. Alright, the true depth camera, right, cool. This might be some cool shit, I don't know. We got the infrared camera, flood illuminator, proximity sensor, ambient light sensor, 7 megapixel camera, a 7 megapixel, 7. A microphone at the front because they couldn't put it down the bottom because it's... Is this because of the fact that they don't... When you hold a phone, let's have a look at how someone holds a phone, okay? How to hold a cell phone. Okay, let's have a look at the images, right? How do you hold a cell phone? Cool, so you'll see, usually there's like a microphone at the bottom because if you put it to your ear, then you can put it, it's close to your mouth down the bottom. But if the microphone's up the top, you have to flip your phone upside down unless it's a really sensitive microphone, but then, fuck, if you've got a call, you've got your fucking here near where the microphone is, and then you just go and all that stuff. Is that what they want? Like, do Apple even want people to make phone calls anymore, or they just want them to just FaceTime everything? Is that honestly it? Is that why I see all these people without their phones to their ears? They're holding their phone in front of them as they walk. Is that right? Is it because the fucking microphone placement? Introducing Super Retina, beauty through engineering. The OLED panel in the Super Retina display isn't just any OLED, it's custom built to our exacting standards, allowing for an HDR rate of 1 to 1. Cool. Cool. I don't have an issue with this. That's cool. I'm glad that they've got a slightly better than 1080p full HD display, high resolution and brightness. What's the rate? Nope, no mention of hertz rate. I'm assuming it's 60 hertz. That's fine. I don't have an issue with it. I know some channels like Linus Tech Tips will have an issue, but I don't. I'm not gonna play League of Legends or fucking Overwatch on my cell phone, so it's fine. The OLED panel follows the curves of the device in the furthest reaches of the corners. It then uses a process called subpixel anti-aliasing to tune individual pixels for smooth, distortion-free edges. More about the corners and the edges. The best color accuracy, we got that again. True tone. Technology. Okay, so basically it's to try and figure out the light that's needed. HDR. HDR for the first time. Let's just HDR on cell phones. When was this first announced? Okay, so it's already supported in 2017, so I suppose, fine, it's not that long ago. Not that long ago, and I'm glad, again, I think this solidifies that they don't care about Android customers. That's not who they're asking about. But the problem is that people universally get advertised to by Apple because they're one of the biggest companies, so regardless whether you're an Apple or an Android fan, you get this shit in your face all the time. I suppose for Apple fans, it's like getting Samsung adverts. I don't know. It's just a fucking cell phone. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about this? If you define yourself by your cell phone, what is your life? The most durable glass ever in a smartphone. The most durable ever made with a layering. I'm glad, because if someone drops a phone, you've lost $2,000 worth of value and probably lost half of the fucking how much it's worth, because I think that when you buy a $2,000 cell phone, you're gonna protect that shit. And if you don't get a case for it, you're an idiot. Also, if you buy a $2,000 phone, and yes, I'm saying 2,000, okay? I'm saying 2,000 because in New Zealand dollars, it's $2,100 for the more expensive model. Yes, it's $1,800, but look at the exchange rate, okay? If we go to exchange rate USD to NZD, At the moment it's $145, so I put $1,000. We're paying that much more for it. We're paying $1,445. But then of course we'd have to pay fucking tax on top of it. So we get charged this much. And the $1,000 was for the most expensive model, I think. So in reality, it starts at $1,800. Where are the prices? I thought this was the fucking. Who cares? There's 2 colors. Oh, you get more space. You get an extra 192 gigabytes of space for an extra $300. Surgical grade stainless steel. Cool. All right. Physical vapor deposition to precisely match the color of the stainless steel bands of that of the glass. Okay, fine. Resist water? Yep, nothing new there. Okay. It's a revolution in recognition. Your face, okay, we get it. It looks at your face and you can unlock your phone. It has 3D face cam. What's 3D face? Okay, deep 3D face recognition, something that's from 2017. What is it? What other cell phones have this? Yep, so we've got... Okay, so this is something that's pretty new for them. Okay, cool. That's something. That's really fucking cool. I'll give them that. So that's actually a first for them. Alright, so for anyone watching this far in the video who has bothered to that loves Apple and saying, oh, but Apple did it first. Cool. They did it first. That's really awesome. Good on them. So you can check, okay, and that's cool as well. So basically, for me at the moment, the only reason why I would buy this $2,000 cell phone above like an S8, which is $1,000 or $1,100 New Zealand, again, half the price, as per that don't buy the iPhone video from this guy, Unbox Therapy, really good channel. He manages to sum up so much more in 8 minutes than I would in 20. I don't want to learn more. I've already said this is fine. I'm not trying to argue against this. A true depth camera, front facing, forward thinking. So there's pretty selfies, right? There's selfies of interesting looking people. They're trying to. Oh no. Oh yeah, no, I know for a fact that fucking S9, right? I know they have those AR emojis. Yup, they do. Yup. I know that was probably a deliberate move to have both of them having this kind of shit in there, and that's cool. I don't have a comment on that. Neither of those phones need this, but I suppose it's fun. Is this more information about this? Yeah, okay, so I've already got half of this information. They're repeating fucking information because I know that there are gonna be people that want it for 1 or 2 features. Because they already have an iPhone, and so they're gonna be looking at like probably this is more aimed at like the Face ID. They have different customers that they are looking to with these. Look how long this advert is. Look how small this bar is, and look how long this advert is for it. A larger and faster 12 megapixel sensor. I know, because I've already looked through all the stuff, because you've already summarized it earlier on in the marketing spiel. Optical zoom, 10 times, okay. Superhuman intelligence. So the processor, cool. This is pretty cool. I like processor stuff. That works for me. The smartest and most powerful chip ever in a smartphone with a neural engine that's capable of 600 billion. That sounds impressive, but how many people are going to know how to quantify that into something that's actually usable? That's just a big number to try and impress people. The 4 efficiency cores, so it's a quad core. It's a 6 core, a hexacore, but it's a 4 and 2, alright. Machine learning-less Face ID adapt to physical changes in your appearance over time, so it knows how you change. Okay, so at the moment, again, the Face ID and the Apple Pay are 2 things I like. Okay, battery design lasts up to 2 hours longer between the charges on iPhone 7. Oh, so they're directly referencing the last one and saying, hey, this battery is better in this one than the other one. Okay. The new Apple design 3-core GPU. 3 core. Okay, so they've put more effort into their actual performance. But the problem is, that for me personally, what I will give Apple is that the performance on their devices was just pretty good in general because of the simplicity of the interface, and also because I think their coding is pretty good, apart from when they do things like slow processes down without giving users a choice on whether they want to risk their battery or not. This to me is just, what the fuck is it? It's just designed to scare people. Like, this will scare your children for life if they see it. Don't do it. But I guess it's trying to say that it's becoming a smarter cell phone, and in an age where we are relying more and more on machines to tell us what to sort of think, or we're influenced at least by AI in terms of, like, I don't know, what you see on social media and shit, algorithms and all that. It's yeah, I don't know. Wireless charging, cool. Charging with wireless charging hotspots in mats in hotels, cafes, and airports. Introducing the AirPower mat. Just set your iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods anywhere on the mat to charge them wirelessly. A groundbreaking iOS for a groundbreaking phone. No, I've zoned out. Like, this doesn't. Okay, it's got a whole bunch of different buttons in a screen where you didn't want buttons. Not even home buttons that were just on the screen because you wanted it all to be screen. You've got these here where I'm assuming that it will go, oh, and emojis. Not AR emojis, and emojis. I don't know which came first, and I don't care at the moment. Both of them are pretty, they're being kind of childish with this shit. Like, they both know. They both know that this is just to sort of just entertain people who need to make, the only way they understand comedy is by sending a funny picture, and that's literally the extent of their understanding of how to make someone laugh. It's like, whoa, look, it's a rabbit with teeth. Oof, look, it's pretty surprised. Like, fuck, I don't know. Experience mind-blowing AR and apps, no. They were doing this shit on the fucking Nintendo 3DS like 4 years ago. They had these little cards that you could do. What was it? Like orc cards or something like that? Yeah, these guys. Like, they had like these little things, and you could like see the character, you could play the game on the card when it looked at it. It's 4 years old, dude, and it's probably even older than that. It's not interesting. Like, explore iPhone accessories. So even before the phone, you said, hey, you know how you want to spend like $2,000 on a cell phone, or how we're trying to convince you to? You should also, let's have a look at accessories. Actually, let's do it. What accessories do you have? AirPods, $270 because they got rid of the headphone jacks. You could buy a silicone case for $65. Look at all the bland, boring colors we have. Don't you want bluish gray or greenish blue, turquoise? Or whatever the fuck color that is. It's like mandarin or some shit. You could get a horrible, horrendously colored leather case. You could buy a $90 wireless charging pad, which, to be fair, is a bit cheaper than the one I got for my Samsung, but I also got that for free because Samsung had the sense to sell a phone for half as much that gives me the same utility, and also offering a fucking deal with the wireless charger for free. iPhone X leather folio. So, what is this? Let's just talk about this for a minute. What does it do? Oh, it can hold cash in several cards, but you see, you don't need this because your phone has fucking Apple Pay. So you wouldn't need cards or cash. Oh my god. Fucking purple for $460, $300 and $460. That's horrendous. Blue and fluoro yellow are the two. Why would you do that to yourself? Look at these color choices. They just gone mad with power now. Apple are like, we have made the most money. We don't even need to give a shit anymore. Check out the latest accessories. What is this? Oh, you can get a fucking Pride Edition woven nylon for $90. I don't know what it does. What does this do? Only at Apple. Only at Apple can you feel pride. Oh, it's for your watch. So you can buy an iWatch or an Apple Watch, whatever the fuck it's called, and you can spend $90, I suppose, on a fucking wristwatch because it's Pride. It's that Pride time of year, folks. You know how to support your LGBT brothers and sisters? You can buy a fucking $90 wrist strap. You pieces of shit. You pieces of shit. Don't patronize me. Look, first of all, we're gonna have a look. You get more colors with these ones. I mean, why wouldn't you want rose gold or red? I like the red. I would get the red color. I don't know what the fucking fascination with black. It's meant to look futuristic, I suppose. So, look, this one has, you can unlock with your face, but these two you can only unlock with your thumb like a fucking pleb. You've got the same processor, same wireless charging, same capacities. No, okay, someone's a bit smaller, fine. HDR, these don't have HDR because you can only get the HDR display if you spend $2,000. You get 1080, you don't even get, like, how much is this? How much is the iPhone we don't even get there. Where the fuck's the pricing? They don't even have pricing on here because I suppose if you have to ask, you're too poor, right? Okay, these are crazy. Like, I don't understand that. It's because it's Super Retina, right? 3D touch. Yeah, okay. Yeah, chip. Yep, new. These are all the same. All the same. Okay, yep, that's cool. Okay, this does 4K recording at 20. Okay. Video recording at 60 FPS is pretty fucking neat for all of these models. That's cool. That's another one. That's another one. We're gonna put that here for 4K 60 because I cannot do that on my S8. I cannot do that, but I'd love to be able to. Slow motion. I know the S9 can do 960 fucking frames per second. It's either 720p or 1080p, so I'm interested to see how that stacks up. This doesn't have portrait mode. Right, it doesn't, because you have to pay $2,000 for portrait mode. You don't get animojis with the 8. You need to spend $2,000 to be able to make a funny face and send it to a friend. You get Bluetooth 5.0, cool, awesome. Secure authentication, Touch ID. Oof, fucking plebs with Touch ID. Who uses their fingers to unlock? You should only use your face. Never use anything else. Why not both? Why not both? No, they can't do that. No, you need to probably fucking get a custom one. It's about $5,000 fucking dollars. Okay, this looks good. Video playback. Oh, you get AirPods. Of course you fucking do. Because if they were, I take that back. I was about to say, because how would they sell phones otherwise? Because they don't have a headphone jack. Oh, of course they need to show people that it's a normal thing to want to have Bluetooth earbuds. Because you're not normal unless you have Bluetooth headphones. Who the fuck? Why would people want to have wired headphones? It's not like you get a really secure signal with those. That isn't an issue if you go through a room or some shit. Fuck, I don't know. You can have both. I think this is another issue I have with these phones, is that you can have both things. You can have Face ID and Touch ID. You can have wireless and wired headphones. I don't understand why it needs to be so polarized between these two. These two especially confuses me. These two confuse me a lot. Let's have a look at the prices, okay? So if I was gonna buy an iPhone Plus, how much would it cost? Oh, I have to go through this garbage again. Okay, that's fine. Just give me the prices. Oh, buy. Silly me, I didn't see the big blue buy button at the top. It's still $1,500, it's still $400. That is, I mean, if you look at an S9, right? How much is an S9? It won't be cheap. I know it will not be cheap. Buy now. Why do they both use the same blue button? I've lost track of my tabs now. Oh yeah, so they're kind of taking the piss as well, but it's not $2,000. See, you get 256 gigs for $200 less. Oh, but you get a fucking bonus tablet. You get a bonus tablet for the Galaxy 9. Just the Galaxy S9, you get a bonus tablet. You don't get anything as a bonus with this apart from a pair of $260 Beats headphones. Where the fuck is it? Where is the iPhone 10? We're not done. We're not done yet. So I guess I wanted to just go through the entirety of this. All of this information. Just so that I could comprehensively say to myself, so I could answer the question, why do I not like this phone? And I think it's really because it's a direct example of how much Apple does not give a fuck about anyone that does not like its products. It is a direct representation of the fact that it thinks that its customers only care about things like doing literally nothing apart from looking at a phone to turn it on. I guess taking selfies is really important too, because they've got a 7 megapixel camera that you can make funny faces out of and send them to your friends. They put a lot of effort into like beautifying a light and stuff like that. So I suppose the aim for an iPhone is simply a person with a shit ton of disposable income that just wants a phone that looks cool. I think that Apple have nailed the idea of making a cool looking phone. Apart from that notch, I don't fucking understand it. But then I suppose it would ruin the simplicity if they had one of those things like that Oppo phone where it popped up at the top. That would ruin it. They need to have the notch. The notch is a thing now. So I'm in a situation where at some point next year I'll have to buy a cell phone. And I think the price isn't as offensive, especially after looking at the S9 as I thought it was. But then again, this is effectively $1,000 phone. It is $1,000 phone because the value that you get for buying this is also a tablet worth about $300 to $400, right? Which is not bad. Would I buy a Galaxy S9 Spark? I don't know. Like, I want to have a look at the S9. I want to have a look at the S9. I want to have a look at it. I want to see what I'm missing out on. Okay, so it's got a less annoying one. You've got testimonials from companies, like reviewers and companies and shit, which is kind of nice. It's not just Apple saying what they think is good. Samsung are talking about what other people think is good. Revolutionary camera that adapts like the human eye. Again, I'm not going to go through this like I did the Apple one. But I will talk about it because I feel like if I don't say something, people will be like, oh, you're just gazing over their marketing bullshit. And I don't want to do that. Stunning images and black and white. I don't personally find either of these particularly interesting, but I can understand why some people would. And it's the same with those other Apple images. Like, to me, I'm not interested in some of these ones. Where the fuck is it? In this massive list of shit. Oh, this. Like, this shit doesn't... Fuck, there's so much. This shit doesn't interest me. Like, you can take a camera on your phone. You've been able to do it for years. It's not fantastic to me. And this doesn't interest me. I don't understand it. I can tell it's meant to look artsy, but I don't know why. You can't tell the individual strands of hair, really. You just see, flicks of it. Like, I'm sure if you zoomed in enough, but then they don't have a high enough resolution, really, to be able to fucking do it. Whereas with, like, something like this, where they have... Like, what is the megapixel count on this? This is something I like. So, really, what I was talking about with the dark light or the low light with the Apple phone is something I really can't say that Apple is doing that much differently. So, I mean, apart from the Face ID, you have low light camera functionality. That's fantastic. Oh, you didn't? See, I'm not immune to this. It's meant to communicate to the lowest denominator that has the highest amount of disposable. People that have not really had to maybe critically think about their phone decision choices because they've never had to think about or worry about what phone they're getting because they've always had enough money to cover it. It's just very simple. And especially because in New Zealand, for instance, you can just buy a phone on like an $80 per month plan. You pay $30, so you don't even need to be rich to buy a cell phone. You just need to be able to have a credit history. That's all you need. You know, the camera that slows down time, making everyday moments epic. Oh, HD resolution only, 960. 960, right? That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Like, they've got a little, but the Apple was like 120 to 240 max. Okay, you got these, you got emojis, fantastic, or emoticons. This terrifies me and I want nothing to do with it. Why this one? Oh, yes, let's show us middle-aged woman with ghost come out of mouth. I have idea, my brain explode. I give you kissy face. I'm drowning in my own tears of sorrow. Yes, I farted and it made a big cloud. Like, I don't understand it. Josh Mason, who the fuck does this? Who uses these with every message? Samsung. If you do, then cool. I've never seen it though. Maybe I'm just incredibly sheltered. But maybe it's really common. I don't know. I don't feel like I understand mobile phones anymore. The camera that can read what your eyes can't. Now this is fucking unique. This is clever. Like, my partner wanted to buy this phone because of this feature. And, you know, we chose a different one because we were glad in the end because some of the features on the other phone were really fucking good. But this is one thing that I would love, especially because I learn different languages. Like, I'm learning Japanese at the moment. I've done Spanish, French, and Italian, and German, and a few others. But this would be fantastic if you're traveling. The camera that recognizes you. Oh my god, face recognition. Oh, but they have iris scans. They have iris scans in here and now. Apple doesn't fucking need this anymore. Oh, you can share your screen to others. So its functionality is multi-purpose. You can put your phone on your television now. The phone with an uninterrupted display. Oh, so it's an edge to your screen. So they've done what Apple did. There's nothing different. Oh, you get fucking AKG speakers in this. Again, for $1,300, you get AKG tuned speakers. If you don't know what AKG is, go buy a pair of AKG headphones. If you can afford an Apple iPhone X, you can afford a pair of AKG speakers, but they might be wired, so you might have to find a way to listen to them with a headphone jack. Alright? Plenty of ways to make it your own. Lots of stylish covers. Not interested in these either, fuck 'em. What we've changed in here will change how you experience everything out there. Now it's time to take it for a spin. No, I would get the midnight black, but that's because I like everything black, and it ends. It ends. It has all these different features, but they're not just in one fucking massive line of bullshit. Because I get the feeling as well that people who buy iPhones may also have a shit ton of spare time to look through a massive screen of repeated information. They have to put a disclaimer. They have to put a disclaimer so that people understand what they're talking about with the size. They even have their own proprietary connector, because of course they do. Cool, that's great, but that means that I have to... Actually, no, I don't, because I'm never going to buy this. I am never going to buy this phone. I am never going to buy this phone. There is no need for me to ever buy this kind of cell phone. There is nothing here for me. There is nothing here for me in the cell phone. It's just excess. This phone is a perfect example of what happens when rich people try and create a product for more rich people, except those rich people aren't rich because what they don't understand is just because you have disposable doesn't mean you're rich. If you're queuing up, like, let's have a look at people queuing outside an Apple store. What is the fucking... Yeah, all day. How long have they been queuing for this phone? Oh, hours. The first man in the queue had been there since Tuesday, so someone waited till waited 48 hours! How did they shit? How did they take a shit? How did they go to the bathroom? This is the kind of level of obsession that comes with this brand, and I admire Apple for it. They've done a fantastic job at making it exclusive by saying, we have one type of phone that we think is better than everyone else, and you should believe us. And we have also designed this ecosystem around it, and we have paid millions, if not billions, over the decades so that people only use us. And we've acquired different brands like Beats, to make overpriced headphones that only work well with our phones. We don't recommend them with others. We only recommend them with us. And because they're expensive, and you should buy them because expensive means it's good. Because if expensive didn't mean it was good, we would probably charge them at the price of a fucking Samsung Galaxy S9 Spark. Apple has done a fantastic job of creating a brand that people will defend just viciously and maliciously. It's unbelievable. It's completely unbelievable. Just by looking through this phone, the only thing I found exceptional about it was its ability to record at 4K 60. Now, we're gonna look at the Samsung. Here, where is the Samsung? Where did I put it? Okay, does it record and it does. It does this too. It fucking does it too. There's no reason. Actually, let's just go back down for a sec. I need to clarify something about the camera itself. So the camera does do, I think full HD is 1080p, so I think that is 240p. So it's competing with Apple on the slow motion as well, but 960 FPS at 720 is 1280. 720 is fucking amazing. But yeah, we need to just have a talk about this before I finish today, because I've got to do some other stuff. I don't know why you would buy this, but there will be people who have already bought it and will defend it rigorously. And I think that Apple is one of those brands where people will continue to buy it regardless of what they do wrong. Because I think that Apple have managed to trigger something in a lot of people that represents a core belief. Apple products being their identity is a core belief, and they're within the Apple ecosystem, and they're not going to leave unless something really bad happens. And Apple, I mean, personally, I thought when people found out that the phones were being slowed down without people knowing, I thought the trust would be broken, but no. Because there are people that immediately found ways to justify it, and Apple responded well, and they should have. If they had not, I would have wondered why they were, again, one of the most profitable companies in the entire fucking world. I agree with this guy though. Don't buy it. Because as he said initially that there is no reason why this should be double the price of something like this. And yes, I know it's $1,400, but the thing is that you get the tablet with it. Apple doesn't give you anything. They don't care about you. Apple do not care about their consumers. They're donating to, if you buy it, you get the red color because they're donating to the Global Fund to fight AIDS, which is fine, but that's a PR thing. That is purely a PR thing. When has Apple in the past given a shit about AIDS? And again, I'm not saying that Samsung is perfect either. I mean, I remember Samsung getting sued by Apple and having to pay them, and then Samsung sent them stuff in fucking pennies or some shit. They paid them in pennies, right? Is that right? Samsung paid Apple in pennies. Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't. Never mind. Okay, of course, never mind. That's bullshit then. That's exactly why you look on the internet. And that's exactly why before I say things, I check, because I don't like to say shit without knowing. But that's really good that they didn't do that. In fact, yeah. So Samsung weren't petty. That's fantastic for me, because I'm comparing Apple to Samsung and they weren't bitches about it. But anyways, I think I'm done. This is a long video. I've been recording for about an hour, actually. This is much longer than I thought it would be, and it's going to take ages to edit, and it's going to be just... fuck, I don't know. But I'll try and get rid of the extra shit that I don't need in here. Hopefully it works out alright. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching. It's okay if you like Apple, and it's okay if you like Samsung. Just remember, if you look at these two phones, really how different are they? Really, how different are they? Is it the phones that are to blame for the divide between Android and Apple users? Or iOS users? Or is it the people? Because I think that there are two very different brands here that are trying to achieve the same purpose. Both Apple and Samsung want you to buy their cell phones. And they've created this amazing little... Well, I mean, Samsung have created an ecosystem too with their TVs and tablets and stuff. In fact, that's why they probably offer a tablet. The tablets probably cost jack shit to make. And again, I guess I should just say that the phone costs $1,400 because a tablet might be worth $50 to make. I don't know, but the reality is that I get more utility or like out of a Samsung with a tablet than I would an iPhone by itself. I have an S8 at the moment, which isn't even this model, which doesn't do 4K 60. I don't fucking care. A lot of people don't have the ability to fucking run stuff in 4K 60 unless you have a TV that does 4K 60. And 4K technology is still developing. The moment they do like 120 hertz, then they might do, I don't know. Like, but I didn't see it on their tech, is it tech specs? I can't be fucking bothered. If they do, and I have missed it, where is it? Where is the fucking screen? It doesn't say. It doesn't fucking say what it is. HDR display. I don't think that's 120, but if they do like 120 hertz, like for gaming purposes, because they're talking about how the gaming processor is 30% more efficient, wouldn't it have been cool to be able to play at a higher frame rate? Or even 90? Because you got PlayerUnknown's Battleground, right, on cell phone. You know, wouldn't it have been cool to have like 90 frames per second on Battlegrounds? You could have fucking capitalized on that dying game. Yeah, I'm gonna stop now. I think it's time to stop. Okay, so I want to finish off by saying this is not interesting. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, I guess, as a final thing, it's made you think about the purchasing decisions that you make. Do you think that it's worth $2,000? Is your life in a situation where you can only get the utility required through spending $2,000 on a cell phone? Because if you do you, but me, no, not for me, man. I'll probably get one of these fucking Oppo phones. What was it? This one. No, that's the one I'll get. I'll get the Find X. Yeah, this is the one I genuinely think I'll probably be buying.